Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, July 20th, 2022. Your ruler, Venus, has just begun its transit of your communications sector, where it will visit until August 11th. You're moving into a more sociable, curious, and chatty phase. You'll be taking more pleasure in your daily affairs, connecting with friends, exploring mental interests and topics, or learning new things. You're bringing more charm and diplomacy to your communications. Today, you can have a lot on your mind or plate. Interactions can be edgy or tense in spots, or things can seem fine until there's a difference of opinion. Do your best to maintain a healthy level of detachment when expressing views. However, this can also be a time to discover hidden desires that you can use as fuel for better decisions or energetic projects and pursuits. Of all zodiac signs, you must be extremely careful with the way you communicate your thoughts and ideas today. As mental Mercury, casually swimming through your solar third house of intellect, gets a bomb threat from a nasty Pluto in your solar ninth house of expansion, you could find yourself not seeing eye to eye with a lover about your vision for the future. Even though you may think that you've had a breakthrough and everything is sorted out logically, you might come across as too pushy and end up ruffling feathers. Shelve it for now. How can you have better interactions at work? As a fixed sign, you might be innately stubborn to change your opinion or judgment even in the workplace. So, this may cause unnecessary friction if you and your colleagues struggle to see eye to eye. There might be an opportunity to reshape your perspective through a conversation when Mercury in Cancer opposes Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. If a coworker offers a different perspective or worldview, give them a shot. Opening up your mind to new perspectives may make your work life surprisingly refreshing while nurturing a better communicative bond with others. Tempers could be short among members of a group with which you're affiliated. What set out to be a group meeting could end like a Donnybrook in an Irish pub, with disagreements getting out of hand. You might be tempted to stand up and chastise everyone, but this isn't a good idea. You won't stop it, and everyone involved will resent what you do. The best solution might be just to leave. The group probably won't accomplish anything positive, anyway. Your family doesn't seem to be supporting you as much as usual. Instead, they are critical now and then. Don't go on the offensive, but listen carefully to what they are saying. Who knows, their objections may be justified. It's better to discuss this with friends, as they see matters more objectively. Turns out the ground you were walking on wasn't as solid as you thought it was. Switch to a stable turf, but don't drop any of your charm. All eyes are still on you. Being tested, you seek proof as to whether the decisions you made regarding your love life are correct. It's possible others make you aware of having made a mistake. This is a good time to reevaluate your situation. Remain calm, be optimistic about the future and let events unfold. Better times are on the way. Try not to be too arrogant today, even when you are 100% sure that you are right about the given situation. More than likely, you do indeed have the correct answers, but it is not necessary to be militant about it. Unexpected events are coming your way, and you may find that your emotions are being toyed with. Be on guard for people who may want to ruffle your feathers unjustly. If you feel an urge to take greater chances on this day, it won't be surprising. This is one of the charms of this vibration. It can be a way to let off a little steam, as well as having you venture farther in your endeavors. Your analytical and practical ways can sometimes inhibit your own growth when you won't risk taking the odd chance every now and then. Let this essence help you to discover more, and to throw caution to the wind in the right settings. After just 15 days in your communication sector, Mercury, the planet of communication, leaves today, but not before doing what he could to ensure the communication lines are open while leaving behind planets that can keep them open. One of those planets is Venus, who returned 2 days ago to focus more on giving your heart and your relationships a voice. By the end of the week, Venus will be the only planet here, with her mission set to continue. Meanwhile, Mercury begins the first planetary activity on the home front this year. 2 days after Venus returned to your communication sector to give your heart and your relationships a voice, Mercury, the planet of communication, leaves. Venus has benefited from having Mercury here from the start, and the work that has already gone into getting the communication lines open, with a chance now for the planet of love to use this to her advantage. Our eyes in the sky. Loving Venus just moved into caring Cancer, so you're probably bending over backward to make sure everyone around you feels safe and comfortable. This is all fine as long as you're taking some much-needed time out for yourself. Putting yourself first during this compassionate transit is an often overlooked but necessary task to avoid emotional burnout. Communicative Mercury is also paired with sensitive Cancer during its moody opposition to dark Pluto today, stirring up all kinds of suspicion and manipulative tendencies. It's so easy to get your feelings hurt and hurt other people's feelings now, so be very careful about how you respond and what you say. When you sense any type of betrayal, your first instinct is to get revenge, but fighting negativity with more negativity during this touchy aspect usually backfires. Fortunately, any tension from the day will all seem like water under the bridge tonight when the moon changes signs into compassionate Pisces while forming a conjunction to benevolent Jupiter. This vibe is perfect for making amends, so if you did butt heads with someone earlier, now would be the time to smooth things over. Be sure to pamper yourself a bit before bed in order to fully de-stress after a rather hectic day. Just after midnight, Mercury in Cancer opposes Pluto in Capricorn, inspiring arguments. This is an aspect of contention. Paranoid thoughts, suspicious behavior, or intimidation tactics are par for the course. Others' polarizing opinions act as catalysts that change the way we think or speak. Fundamental ideas about our history or identity may be challenged now, threatening something seemingly essential to our core personhood. Time and distance are required to see if this is an accurate assessment or a knee-jerk conclusion that we have leaped to out of fear. If we are involved in a conflict, we are apt to bury our emotions and stew, exploding when we finally hit our breaking point. Following this connection, the moon begins its void of course. The best way to get what we desire is to keep our eyes on our own paper and refuse to feed the green-eyed monster. Over the next 2 days, we are content to put our heads down and make steady, deliberate progress towards our goals. On an emotional level, a fixation with optical victory can have us behaving somewhat serious and sober. We might come off as cold to others, however, it is not that we are unfeeling now. We simply understand the work required to achieve our ambitions and are undaunted by distractions. Remember that there are ways to plod conscientiously toward success without making life into one endless chore. Shortly following this, the moon squares off with Jupiter in Aries, making us prone to excess. Today, we are interested in forming the social connections that will enable us to accomplish our desired agenda. Following this, Mercury conjuncts asteroid Ceres, fueling the tensions of the early morning's Mercury-Pluto opposition. Currently, we are speaking up for our needs, or advocating for the needs of others. But in many ways, we are too close to the action, too invested to look at situations objectively. We can therefore demand that others respect our needs while failing to reciprocate unless their priorities are aligned with our own. Avoid making false promises to manipulate situations in your favor.